Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to create two glass tumblers. We're going to use a black Libby beer can glass, whatever you call them, from Mother Tumbler, and we're also using a Snowglobe glass from TIPSY Magnolia. Both of these are the same size, 16 ounce I believe, and all of our UVDTFs are from Gracefully Created. Now these are from last year. This is last year's Christmas collab with Gracefully Created. We've kind of missed the mark this year, and I know that she did clearance out some of these UVDTF wraps, so I'm not certain if every single one of these are available on her website. But she does have lots of new ones, of course, since these come out. So I encourage you, if you want to get some good quality UVDTF wraps, go check out the Gracefully Created website. So you want to cut off a little piece of this back. That way that adhesive sticks down. There's a lot of static on this cup. Okay. Let's center this up. I've had these black tumblers for quite a while. I saw them and I thought, I gotta have it. I actually think I ordered them in the summer to go with some really bright images, and I never used them. When you're applying UVDTFs, you don't want to crease your images, so it's thicker than putting vinyl on a tumbler. However, you do not have to seal in UVDTF, so you can make some very easy ready to go things for your shop or craft show using UVDTFs, because they have lots of varnish on top of them, and that protects them from the elements, protects the ink from coming off. The same rule still applies with these as it does epoxy tumblers. You don't want to leave them soaking in the water. You don't want to put them in the dishwasher, anything like that. So you do still have to handle them with care. You just do not have to seal them in with epoxy. Some of these really small details you have to give a little bit of extra attention to get them to stick. And I know that there is a ton of places selling UVDTFs these days, and you can get a lot from overseas very, very cheap, but you have to be extra careful where you get these from because of the quality. The quality can be horrible, and even just sitting without being in use at all, I have seen some of these lift because the adhesive is not as good on the back side. So make sure that if you do order these, you're getting them from a place that you can trust and has always provided you with good quality. A couple of those places are Gracefully Created, Southern Belle Glitter. I have never, ever had a single problem out of things that I have gotten from them, which is why, of course, I'm affiliated with them. So this is done, and I mean, the lid is going to be optional. We are going to add some glitter to the lid just to make it a little bit fancier, but that's it for this one. center it up. You see, I'm not putting a crease right here. I'm pulling the back away. Very cautiously working my way around so that I do not put a crease, which will crack my UVDTF. Okay. These are so pretty. I love the snowy white. You want to be careful not to do that too. Don't get too excited and pull fast because it will pull up your UVDTF. It'll pop like it just did and pull up a little piece. I'm getting a little bit too a little too fast. If you're having a hard time making epoxy tumbler sales in your area, try out these because it really does vary with your audience and the area that you're in. If you do craft shows, things like this do a lot better. So if you haven't given these little simple tumblers a try, I definitely would recommend trying them in your area and seeing how they sell because it's inexpensive. Epoxy tumblers take a lot more work. They are a lot pricier to create. So your price point is going to be higher. And these, I've seen them anywhere from 12 without glitter in there. So from anywhere from about $12 to $25, depending on how much you actually put into it. So we're using the Adhesive Apothecary Levitation Solution. This is the suspended one, so it should kind of hold our glitter suspended. We're going to put a little bit of this down in here first. Now this lid did come with a bottle, but I found that it fit right onto this one, so I'm just using this bottle. And then we're using our 3D printed funnel from KELLBELL Customs. Gonna make it so easy. Just dump our glitter in there, and I'm gonna add in some Venus too. That way we just get some of that gold. And then shake it around. There we go. We're going to add a good bit of glitter in here before we go adding any more of our solution. And now something I do like about the Tipsy Magnolia glass jars that they have is that the opening is tilted, so it's a lot easier to get your glitter down in here, and it's also easy to put in the solution and get the last little bubble out in the end. That's always so difficult to remove. I'm gonna put my finger over here and give this a shake. Mix it up in that solution a little bit. Now let's add some more in. All right, we're definitely needing some more glitter. So let's add in some more. Okay. Trying to find our bubble. So you don't want to completely get rid of your bubble because if you do, it can cause your glass to actually explode. You want to leave a little tiny bubble in there, just big enough to allow some movement and expansion. Now, once you have it full, just take the stopper that come with the cup and pop that in. And there we go. As you can see, that glitter is really kind of holding in its place. We just have the smallest little bubble in there. So when it does come to the top, it's just a little bit, enough to allow some temperature change. All right, so let's get to our lids. UV light from Let's Resin. Some UV resin from them as well. And the cups from Tipsy Magnolia, you can actually get lots of different colored lids for them as well. So I did grab one of the lids to go on our Snowglobe tumbler. I'm going to very lightly sand on the inside of this lip here, just to scuff this up a little. I'm going to be careful not to get the edge, but I want to create a really good bond with my UV resin and the base. I just have a little piece because if I had a big piece going around, then I'd definitely scratch that edge up. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some UV resin in each cup. Okay, that's probably about 5 milliliters for each. We're going to use both candy apple and black bear. And then for this, we're going to use the same glitters as we used inside, Gravity and Venus. I'm using a silicone stir stick. This will help keep me from creating any bubbles with a wooden stick in my UV resin. It's pretty cold in here. I'm going to take my heat gun and just kind of run over this really quick to give it just allow it to flow for me a little bit better. And then we're going to do the same for this one. little bit of this one off. Got a little bit too much on here. Actually has a 5-minute timer on it, and I'm going to put these in here for the entire 5 minutes. So put both of those into my UV light. Oops. I definitely walked away from these under my UV light and then forgot to come back. So this is another day. Sorry for the bad glare coming in. We're gonna put a final coat on these of UV resin. Now, if you need to do any sanding, you can. These definitely don't need it. But just tape off your edges on these lids so you don't scratch them up. Trying to tilt it away from the sunlight. I really don't have a way to keep that light from coming in here. I took my blinds down. So that it would allow for more light to come in during the summer, and in the fall it just beams through now. Set that to the side out of the sun until we finish this one. I'm almost out. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is just take my heat gun, kind of heat this up just enough to level my UV resin out. And then I'm going to put it back under my UV light until it is cured. And these are going to be done. Super easy.